In this video, we will learn how to work with custom text layers. We will create an input field, then connect it to the custom layers, create additional options such as color, font size, and font pickers. So let's start with creating a text field. I will create the first custom option, which is an input field text area option type. Then I'll put down the name of the choice that will be displayed to the customers. And if I click the edit button next to the corresponding choice, here I will see the additional settings. So here we can set up the minimal and maximal length of the inscription, show characters counter, and add a custom character on tail. If you enable this setting, you can add a character which will be available for the customers on the front end. Thus, by clicking on that symbol, they will be able to edit on the live preview. As you can see now, as I click on the heart, it is displayed in the input field and automatically added to my text. This is not displayed on the preview yet, but once we connect a layer, you will see how this works on the preview as well. So now let's move on and create another custom option, which will stand for the color. I am creating a single choice and color thumbnails option type. In this section, we create as many colors as we need. You can put down the name and then select a particular color by choosing them from the palette, adding a hex code, or setting up the color manually. Now I'll create several more colors and then save the option. As you can see now, we have several choices, and to make sure that one of them is selected automatically by default, you can go to the Settings, Default Choices panel, click the plus button next to the corresponding choice and apply the settings. Thus, this color that you selected will be shown automatically once a customer opens the product page. Now let's move on and create another option, which will be a font selector font size option type. Here, when I scroll down, I put down the option name, and I can also set the minimum and maximum size of the font. If you click the edit button, you can also set the default size, which will be displayed on the preview when the customer opens the page. For example, if I select 40, that will be the font size that will be shown on the preview by default, but I can reduce it to 25 or increase it up to 90. However, as you can see, if I try to set less than 25, it will not let me do that. So now let's move on and create a font selector. I am choosing the font selector font family option type, and as you can see here, I have a list of different fonts available. By choosing one of them in this picker, I can set the default font. And if I want to manage and reduce the number of fonts available, I can go to the Settings, Font Manager, and here we can control different available fonts. On the right side, we have the fonts available, and on the left side, those are the fonts that are currently disabled. So here you can control the numbers of available fonts, and as you can see, now the number of fonts is reduced and the list is pretty short. Okay, now we have all the required options, but they're still not displayed on the preview. To change that, we need to go to the layer settings and create our custom layer. Here we select the simple text layer type, name the layer, and set the text that will be displayed on the preview by default. If we move on to the Settings tab, here are different settings such as text settings, color settings, and additional settings. We will need the text settings section first. Here you can manually adjust the font size if you do not want to let your customers change it on the preview by themselves. A bit lower though, there is an additional setting that lets us connect a text size selector to this particular layer. So let's enable it. Here you need to connect the selector that we've just created to this layer, and then you can do the same with fonts. You can either select the font that will be displayed on the preview or connect an option that will let a customer select the font themselves. Also, there are additional settings such as font style selector, vertical and horizontal alignment, and so on. The last thing we need to do here is to set the text source. Here we will connect the text area option type that we previously created to make sure that the customer's text is displayed on the preview. And as you can see now, when I put down the text in our field, it is displayed on the preview correctly. I can change the size, the font style, but still cannot change the color. Now let's connect the color selector to the layer as well. Here, again, you can either set one particular color for the layer or connect the color selector for your text layer. I'm connecting the color thumbnails options that we created, and as you can see now, I can change the color directly from that option. There are also some additional settings such as glow color effects, which are useful for such products as neon signs, but we will not need that for our example. So that's it. If you still have any questions, please feel free to check our other videos and guides or contact us via support@buildateam.io. Thanks for watching.